everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air, Season 4, Episode 18. That's right, 18 episodes in for the year, which isn't too bad. I try to do one every week, but sometimes there's technical failures. Sometimes I may not be available, which is rare. Or I may push it off to another episode to make it a slap bang extra fantastic one. For those of you who haven't seen my show before, welcome to my little corner of the internet. By the way, this is Javier in the air, not on the air. There is another person out there that does something different, totally different from what I do, so don't get confused. This is in the air. All right, so I hope everybody has had a somewhat dry week. It's been a very soggy week for us here in the Cedar Park, Austin area, and in fact, most of Texas. Actually, I know there has been a lot of rain in San Antonio, and Houston, and Corpus Christi, and all that. So hopefully, everyone is remaining safe, and has managed to just go on about their business. So this week is going to be another chock full of fun. I'll try to kind of keep it under 30 minutes again. I think I can do it this week. We're going to have our Trash in the Hood like we always do. We're going to have our Zen Moment like we almost try to do every week. And Healthy After 50, of course. Been getting some great feedback on that, so I appreciate that. And then also we're going to do our Spirit Times. We have one more beer ready to go. And it looks like I might have to do some shopping for next week or the next couple of Spirit Times. Also, I need to try to find some other things to drink besides just beer. Even though everybody likes the beer side of it, I have had some requests to try to do something else like a wine or a liqueur. People did enjoy the honeydew melon one. If you didn't get a chance to see it, go back through the archives on my YouTube channel, Javier in the Air. My YouTube handle is Javier in the Air 01. So if you have any thoughts, comments, or concerns, though I don't know why you would have concerns, then by all means shoot me a message. Okay, so we're going to get into our Trash in the Hood. I didn't get out as much as I wanted to this week. Unfortunately, my body is paying for it. But we did get some needed rain, so kind of a hands off on that one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, Week 42. Okay, so welcome to Trash in the Hood. So this was day one. Good amount of cigarette butts. There was a for sale sign that was in the middle of the road, so I just went ahead and grabbed it and put it in my bag. Some water bottles, a cigarette box, and a bunch of terracotta pots again, and then different just wrappers and all that. So I decided to take a Google snapshot of my route on this day. So the red dot in the bottom right corner is my house, and so I went all the way out to just past Dagama, and then down back, or actually down Dagama, and then out back. All the way back to the back of the school. So this was day 4. As you notice, a brand new record for 2023 as the number of cigarette butts, 50. I actually found 50 cigarette butts. An empty Amazon gift card, an empty cigarette box, an empty chaw box, bunch of water bottles, and papers galore. I think they got hit by the lawnmower, so on just tiny bits and pieces everywhere. But we managed to get them all. Okay, so there we have our Trash in the Hood, or a Trashy Hood, depending on how you want to say it. So I have had some feedback on that, and I appreciate that. Thank you for those of you that gave me some feedback. Yes, as always, I am being safe. I do not like to, or I will not take pictures of people's houses and say, hey, look at all this stuff I found in front of them, because that's not cool. Plus, I don't want to do it. I don't want to shame them, other than just telling them that the street that it's on. That I'm okay with. But it's always important that you try to keep anonymity for people on there, because you don't know what the situation is, and you certainly don't want to go and invade somebody's property. I will never invade somebody's property. I try to stay on the street as much as I can, or the sidewalk if I'm not on the street. Most of the time on the street, I'm on the bike path, so the only one that I interrupt are the teams of bicyclists that go up and down the street during some of the time. And by the way, day 4 was extra long for us. We actually went from my house out down quite a ways. Actually, we went down all the way to Cypress Creek. So for those of you who don't know my area, all the way down to Cypress Creek is approximately 1.31, I believe it was. So got in there a 2.62 walk. The problem with that, and I know my brother's looking at me, the problem with that is that it was 88 degrees when we went out and did it, the very height of the heat. And so even though I had a Camelback with me, and it had 3 gallons in there, I probably drank the 3 gallons while we were out. But the medications I'm on is not great for being out in direct heat sunlight like that. So it became kind of a death march for myself and the lady who was walking with me, the Takashitas. Actually, Julia Takashita was with me that day. She was feeling it too, even though she wasn't on the meds I was on. But it was painful. So we have to remember that not only is it hot and bring water like we did and stay hydrated like we did, that one of us is on meds, and it may not be a great idea to be out there in that extreme heat. So, and it wasn't extreme; it was 88. It's not extreme for for the Cedar Park area, but it was pretty extreme change from what we were used to walking in. So, I'll just have to be more careful. However, we got the walk in and we got the pictures in, so that was what's important. For those of you who go out on those walks, if you go out early morning, it's fantastic. If you go out when it's overcast and the wind's blowing like it was a lot during this week, it's fantastic. If you're going to go out in the heat, wear a hat like I do and bring your water. I know some people are like, it doesn't matter to me, but it will. Trust me. If you're not under the age of 25, more than likely it's going to affect you. And if you are under the age of 25, more than likely it's going to affect you, but you're going to act like it didn't. So, let's be honest about it. Okay, so let's now move to our healthy after 50. Speaking of trying to stay healthy, so let's see what we got this week. Dark Frog Social Media presents Healthy After 50. Hey everyone, welcome to another Healthy After 50. So if you've been watching the show, today's show, you'll note that I talked a little bit about heat exhaustion, possibly heat stroke, and that had to do with me walking in the intense heat. Now, usually the heat doesn't affect me that much. I'm used to driving with my windows down on my truck, by the way, and I like it and doesn't have a problem. Especially, and if there's a good breeze, it's even better. But like I mentioned earlier in the show, with some of the medications that I'm on, heat is not necessarily a good thing, so it can make me very tired very quickly. So I just want to let everybody know that I'm fine. There wasn't a problem with it. It was just really hot, and it took a lot out of me. So plus we had gone a little bit further than we normally did. Normally we do anywhere from 1.5 miles to 2.25, probably even less than that during the week. Our coffee walk is about 2.36 miles. So, but we also have a break in between. So, but I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Let's move on to what we're going to do this week. So I'm going to show you some examples of some things you can do for those of you who are still working and over the age of 50, or those of you who are over the age of 50 and have retired and are looking for some additional exercises to do without really actually getting out and doing exercises. Yes, I said it. So you can do some of these if you're not used to handling any exercises at all. You can do plenty of these and get your legs built up. So let's take a look at them. Hey everybody, sorry about the opening bit. I didn't realize I had my microphone in the wrong spot. So this is the squats here. This is about a 3/4 squat. If you can, you want to get exactly parallel as if you were sitting in a chair. You can do these 5 to 10 times a day. Hold as long as you can. I would shake it out between each hold. so that your knees, if you have bad knees like I do, that gives himself a little bit of a rest. If you are better, you can go a little bit lower. This is about as far as I can go without there being some real pain. But you see I'm getting closer to parallel, and I sit there, my feet flat on the ground, my back up against the wall itself, and I'm simply using the pressure of me pushing against the wall and my abs to stay there without too much of a problem. It became a problem, but it was good to do it for the show so that I can get back to doing it again. So this is a seated squat. You start from the seated position, sitting in your chair. Now you see now my legs are exactly parallel because I'm sitting in a chair. So when you can do this when you're at your office, you can do this at home, you can do this from anywhere. I recommend starting to do where my hands are out like this when you do it from your couch or from your sofa recliner. Don't use your hands to push yourself up. You want to use your body, the rest of your body. So this is the standing up position, or the mid stand up, I should say. So I wanted to show this position. This is as you are getting up. As you notice, my hands are staying up. They are not trying to use the chair to push up off of the ground to push myself up. I'm simply using my legs and my abs and my butt to push myself up in a standing position. So this is, you could also stay at this position too if you want to and get some exercise that way. But after you go from here, you go to a full standing position. So then you're standing fully upright, feet are on the floor, feet are relatively together, about hip width apart. And you can do the reverse as you sit down. So take your time as you sit down, spend some time feeling yourself going back into your chair. Don't just plop into your chair or plop onto your couch. And this is going to help you if you can do this a couple of times a day, a couple of times a week. Everybody call me mid-hydration. So there you have it for the Healthy After 50, for the exercises that I wanted to show you for today. So I hope you get to do a couple of these. Like I said, this is not for your advanced or even your mid-range exerciser. Hopefully they are beyond this already. If you're already out doing some CrossFit, or you're just doing exercises, you go to the Y once or twice a week, you should be well beyond this. This is for people that need to get some momentum going on exercising after they are have been either in a bad spot and they have not been able to work out, or they just didn't want to work out. So I know I've been there in both spots. So anything you can and do and will and do to help yourself continue to move throughout your life is going to help you in the long run. Especially if you live alone like myself, you don't want to be unable to get out of a chair or be unable to get off of the toilet. If you are that, I don't want to say if you're that inactive and you have that issue, living on your own is going to suck. So be sure and do those. And if you have a partner, it's great to do these exercises with the partners. So there you go, and we'll see what we have next week. Okay, everybody, so that was Healthy After 50, and you saw some exercises that I did there. Just want to let everybody know that I've gotten the most feedback from Healthy After 50, so I'm going to definitely be continuing that week after week. I hope to find some exercises like I just showed you that would be helpful for individuals that have, like I said, been sedentary, been inactive for a while, and they want to get back to exercising, because the worst thing you can do is be inactive as you get older. The harder it is for you to get out of a chair, like I said, the harder it is for you to even walk downstairs, walk upstairs. You'll surprise yourself one day if you're sedentary and inactive by trying to walk up some stairs, and you're going to be out of breath, or you're not going to make it, or you're going to be like, you know what, I don't need to go upstairs after all. I can do something down here. So you want to maintain activity as much as possible. The more you can, of course, the better it is. So definitely do that whenever and wherever you can. So now we're going to go to our Zen moment. So here you go. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms I know who helped me wander to and fro, who truly helped me when I'm lost, who helped me in the warmth and frost. And to my mom, who's number one, I love you, Ma, from your son. And so, once again, caught in mid hydration. Oh, so for the nice gentleman who saw me drinking this the other day and wanted to question, hey, it's pink, and you know all the horribleness that came after that. I got it because it was $1. I don't care. You do you. It just happens to be pink. Am I gonna keep drinking from it? Yes. Do I really give a shit that somebody was upset that I wore that I had pink? No. So once again, here you go. I also blocked them from putting any more reviews on my YouTube because I can do that. So that's where you go. So I hope you enjoyed the Zen Moment. I'm actually gonna be pretty short this episode. I really enjoy that I'm gonna be under 30 minutes. So for those of you who don't know, we have our local poet laureate Jay Anderson, who comes up with the poems that you hear across the different seasons. You're more than welcome to go through the archives and check them out and see there's some good ones in there. And so where do the ideas come from? Last minute. In fact, today was Mother's Day, so I posted that poem. So that poem actually wasn't Jay Anderson's, it was mine. And so I posted that on Facebook today for all the moms that I know, including my own. So if I didn't tag you, I apologize, but go read it. You might enjoy it, or listen to it here in the Zen Moment. Okay, so now we're going to get to the favorite part of the show for some people, for a lot of people actually. We're going to do the spirit time. So before I go off to spirit times, I just want to say this section was what started the whole thing in the first place, the whole thing being Javier In The Air. I was doing some beer reviews, a beer a day for 100 days during COVID, and from there I got the idea, actually someone gave me the idea of why don't you just do a podcast. So even though this is not a podcast, I've been told that time and time again, I did start an actual podcast that was audio, and I did that for about 2 shows, and then I realized that I am too expressive for just radio. I have a face for radio, but I am too expressive for radio, so I decided to go the YouTube route, and I have done it ever since. 4 seasons, episode 18, by the way. So that is quite a bit. So I'm rather happy with it. I've gotten great reviews. My viewership dips and wanes depending on what the show is, whether people remember, they get notifications or not, and that's okay. I'm going to continue to do this. Maybe one day I can actually monetize it, but I may be too old by then. So, but that's there you have it. That's where it came from originally. So we're going to continue with what brought us here, and that is Spirit Time. So here's your next beer, people. Dark Frog Social Media presents Spirit Time. This week, Martin House's Bee's Knees. Hey everyone, have my glasses on for this one because I need to be able to read the can. So I'll take them off here in a minute. So this week, I want to show off the glass I have. It's a very cool moire type of glass, going from dark brown, kind of brown, all the way up like a film noir type of thing. This is a Beta beer. This is their glass that I got from them years and years ago. This is for their Turbo Dog. I don't even know if they still make Turbo Dog. But Abita makes some of the best root beer I've ever had in my entire life, and I've had a lot of root beer. Now, I haven't had any soda of any sort for years, but if you want to get out there and try a good root beer, I suggest Abita's root beer. So, we had Martin House last week, and we have Martin House again this week, but now it's a different beer. So we had their I believe it was peanut butter last time, if I'm not mistaken, and I apologize if I am. You think I would know. This is why you need an assistant. However, this is a really cool can. It's really very, very cool. Says Martin House Brewing Company at the top, Fort Worth, Texas. So Martin House, once again, Fort Worth, Texas. This is their Bee's Knees. This is India Pale Ale with honey. 8% ABV, which makes it fantastic in this guy's opinion. Let's see, is there anything else that I can read about? No. So let's take these off. And so this is to admit the glare. I'm not being egotistical. Or narcissistic. This is the can. This is a really cool can. This is Bee's Knees. Look at that. Whoever's doing the artwork, Martin House, more power to them. That is fantastic. In fact, if Martin House, you actually wind up eventually watching this, let me know who the artist is. I'd love to give some praise for them on that. I don't see it anywhere, even with my glasses on, I didn't see it anywhere where it said who the artist was. Even if it's a local in-house, in-brewery artist, I'd like to know the name because that is fantastic. And for those of you who know me, know that a lot of times I will pick a beer to try and bring on the show, depending on how awesome the logo or the insignia or just the artwork that's on the can itself, like this one here for Bee's Knees. So let's give it a shot now and see what we get. Nice golden color to it. Good head. Can definitely smell the hops, as you should for an India Pale Ale. I'm going to let the head go down a little bit. Last week I sucked down a lot of foam first, which was a lot of air, so I was burping left and right after the show, of course. So for those of you who have not seen this part of the show before, this is spirit time. And spirits as in any sort of anything that contains alcohol. So, for example, as we're doing here, we're doing a beer today. We've done different types of wines, and we've done different types of liqueurs. So, I believe 2 weeks ago we did a honeydew melon. We've also done just about any type before. This goes back to, like I said, back to the show when I was just doing beer reviews. And also, I do tastings, and so we try to come up with new and unusual differences in wine, alcohol, or beer. Unusual because we've already hit all the usual ones. So we're going to see what we can come up with the next couple of months throughout the next couple of years. So here we go. There's still a lot of head on this, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot anyway. This is really, really good IPA. It's not heavy. It's not a punch to your face on the alcohol, even though it is 8%, which is above average. I don't really get the taste of honey in there. It is smooth, though. Smoother than a lot of other IPAs that I've had before in the past. Very light, refreshing. There is a bit of honey there on the back end, just on my second gulp there. Really nice. I'd like it. I'm not a food connoisseur by any shape or means at all, so I don't know how to necessarily pair things. But I could see me having that beer over a light lunch, maybe a sandwich of some sort with chips on the side. And a pickle, because who doesn't like to have that, right? Pun intended. And then something like that. Nothing too heavy. I wouldn't go for like ribs or anything like that with it. But something more like the size of a light sandwich, maybe just a light lunch, or just appetizers when you're waiting to go to dinner. So that would be great. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this 8 thumbs up. Yes, that is my rating system. 1 to 10 thumbs up. I've yet to give a 0. Hopefully I never will find alcohol, beer, or wine that deserves a 0. Martin House, again, just like last time, if you feel that I am not giving the right grading on this, then by all means, please send me some more samples, or please send me samples so that I can taste it. Or if you want to get on my show, we can get on the Zoom call, or if you happen to be in the Cedar Park area, say perhaps at the Boutique or something, then I can certainly meet you out there and we can talk beer, specifically y'all's beer, and see if you can change my mind. So there you go, Martin House, Bee's Knees. Let me show you the can again because it's just really cool, and I really like the way the can comes in. Perfect with that green background and the yellow motif of the. It looks like a beehive hairdo, which I think it is. But you see how it has some dripping and stuff like that, like it's made from honey. So it's a really cool, interesting little piece of artwork there for your can. And there you have it. So there is our spirit time. And there you have it, everybody. There is our show for today. So I want to thank everyone who has been being supportive for me on this. Like I said, the hits dip and wane and wax and wane depending on who wants to watch what. So keep watching if you can. If you know anybody who's interested in being on the show, please let me know. I do have one that I'm going to try to reach out this week and see if I can get her on the show. It'd be a big win for me, a big victory if I could get her. And so we'll see how that winds up. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who I didn't reach out earlier on Facebook. And I hope everybody has a good week. And I will see everybody next week. Thanks a lot, everyone.